Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Let's start right off and get to the point. Chris McDonough, I think that's how you say it. We'll just call you Mr. Interview Room. You know, I really liked, sir, how in the beginning you made Candace look very personable. Although you did kind of bring her through the emotions, right? You split it into a part two and really just built up the dramatization, right? You really were instrumental, I thought. And I really applauded you, sir. You were very instrumental in turning over the way the public perception was in regards to Candace. But I'll tell you what you do, sir, with what you're doing now is you put Candace right back in the grease, right? Because there's just no good way you can go after Don like you are, killing the puppy in the shed and all this other BS. There's just no good way that you can now flip the script on Don and try to keep Candace out the grease, sir. There's just no way. Now, on the flip side of that, I know that probably with, you know, these videos dropping out with, you know, 140, 160, 190,000 views, that certainly, I'm not going to say can skew the way that you look at these things. I will say it has skewed the way that you look at these things, sir. And in fact, I'm pretty disappointed to even be a part of a community with someone like you who's doing everything except what law enforcement would do. It's really a sad testament to the clout bug. Because at this point, Chris, what you're doing hasn't been helpful in a few weeks, sir. Not only that, but you've given the forum to Don's sister and niece to come on and slander people with absolutely zero evidence, no jury, no judge, just an ex-puny detective, right? I've also heard a little bit, sir, that you've kind of changed your persona a little bit, getting a little aggressive, huh? Sounds like you got a troll out of Nevada that you've been doing some counter surveillance on. With the talk about IP addresses and do you know, sir, to fool with people's IP addresses is illegal, right? You know that, right, Mr. Detective? If you know somebody's shoe size, what are you planning on doing with his shoe size? Sorry, the camera cut out. I wear an 11.5. I'm sure you can find my address. Do me like that, tough guy. Tell me my IP address. Tell me my shoe ain't 11.5. You're such a tough guy, man. Right? Such a tough guy that you are going to absolutely destroy any chance that anyone be brought to justice, Chris. You are not an internet fucking superstar detective. You are a washed up little man running around here threatening folks because you're a reptile. You're a reptile, Chris. You're a fucking reptile. Yeah. Not even the kind that's helpful. Like to get the little woodland prairie animals away from your fucking crops and shit. You're just a fucking grass snake. You slither in the grass, man. And there ain't a lawnmower in the world sharp enough to cut the grass low enough to see a snake like Chris. Man, let me tell you what. You play tough guy all you want. You about 30 years removed from that, my friend. Keep playing around on this internet. Somebody's going to grab up your numbers too. And probably whoever grabs up your numbers ain't going to be no fucking standout YouTuber. It's going to be some derelict that you don't even know what they look like, Chris. See, Chris is what you call a paid expert, right? At this point, what does that mean, Benny? Paid expert. What does that mean? Well, that means whoever comes with the money first, whether it be a dirty, nasty suspect or a dirty, nasty prosecutor, whoever pays first, Chris is going to dance with the people that brought him. Ain't that right, Chris? You got no vested interest in any of this shit except your wallet and your pocketbook. I see all that foolery you got in the back in your camper and shit, right? Your little red string diagram, right? Bro, you're the biggest fraud out here, right? You want me to tell you why? I'll tell you why, even if you don't want to fucking know. How many other police you see on here doing this same bullshit you're doing? Just a few. And the other ones are idiots like you too. Duty Ron? Oh man, that man couldn't slap his ass with either hand. But at least he doesn't do the shit you do. Ron's a stand-up guy in the effect that, he's not going to do the shit you do. Fuck you mean?